All right, good afternoon, friends. With this week in science, we're going to start talking about weather. And we're going to start talking about how weather can change from day to day. And we're going to start to really look at what is our weather like each day. Now, we do that in the morning when we do our morning circle. But starting this week, for the next couple of days, we are going to keep track of our weather, okay? We're going to keep a little weather journal. So in the morning at Morning Circle, we're going to fill in our weather journal for the day, right? What we're going to do is, you just watched a little video on the different kinds of weather. We've seen those different kinds of weather throughout the year, right? We have all different kinds of weather throughout the year. We can have sunny weather, we can have rainy weather, we can have windy weather, and we can have snowy weather. And our different kinds of weather tend to follow along with our seasons, which we're going to talk about tomorrow: winter, spring, summer, and fall. And we always identify during during Morning Circle, we talk about what season we're in. And a lot of times our weather follows with those seasons. So, for example, during summertime, we don't ever see a snowstorm where we live. And we're hoping we're never going to see a snowstorm. During the springtime, we see a lot of rainy weather. During the fall, we might see windy weather. And in the spring, we might see windy weather. True. And then during the winter, that's when we usually should be seeing snowy weather. Okay, we didn't see a whole lot of that this year, but that's typically when we would see snowy weather. So our weather follows a pattern throughout the year, and it follows a pattern similar to our seasons, which I said we're going to talk about tomorrow. Our weather can also show a pattern during the school day. All right, so remember, a pattern is something that repeats over and over again. For example, when we talked about what living things need: air, food, water, and shelter, and they need those over and over and over again. Well, our weather acts the same way. We have a pattern of weather. We have a pattern with our seasons: spring, winter, summer, fall, and they keep going in that order. And so because our weather is like that, they follow that pattern. Snowy weather, rainy weather, sunny weather, and then we can come back again to that maybe windy, colder weather in the fall. Okay? Now, we can also have a pattern during our day. For example, right now in the mornings, if you go outside, it's a little bit cooler in the morning, right? Before the sun gets really high in the sky. And then around lunchtime, when we would be out at recess, or if you're outside playing at home, if you're outside around 12 or 1 o'clock, that's usually one of the warmer times of the day because the sun is right overhead of you, okay? And then in the evening, if you think about it, the sun starts to go down, and then the weather gets a little bit cooler at night. So our weather can follow a pattern throughout the year, but our weather can also follow a pattern throughout the day, where it's cooler in the morning, warmer in the middle of the day, and then it gets cool again in the evening. And that can repeat, okay? So that's what we're going to be talking about this week. Is we're going to be talking about weather and the patterns. And we're also going to talk about the seasons and the patterns that they have. And we're going to talk about the seasons and what's important and why it's important to understand what the seasons are like, so we know what to wear for each of the seasons, okay? But before we get started with that, what I'd like to do is I'd like to read you a story. I know I didn't read this to you this year yet. It's called A Busy Year. And what I want you to be doing is I want you to be listening for the different kinds of weather. Now, this is also by Leo Lionni, which is, well, first of all, we have Leo in our class. But if you remember, a fish is a fish, and we read that, okay, about the fish who goes off to see the world, and the tadpole, the frog that stays along and then saves him and pushes him back in the water. That's the same author. You'll see similar pictures, okay? It was the end of January, and for the twins, it was their first walk in the winter snow. "Look," said Willie, "a snow mouse." "He's holding a broom," said Winnie. But then they heard a voice. "I am not a broom. I am Woody the tree." And the twins couldn't believe themselves, and they couldn't believe their ears. A talking tree. So there are the two mice, and then they said it's a talking tree. When they returned a few weeks later, it was already February, and the snow mouse was melting away, but the tree was still there. "What have you two been up to?" she asked. The twins told Woody and McBarney about the McBarney barn where they lived, and about the cows and the horses and the chickens who lived there too. Okay, so they come back in February, and snow mouse, that they called it, is starting to melt a little. In March, the rain and the wind never seemed to stop, but the twins went to see Woody the tree just the same. She had become their friend. All this rain is fine, she said. I need it, and soon it will be spring. I can't wait. I feel my buds coming. Okay, so now they had the rainy weather. So they had the snowy weather, then the rainy weather. And indeed, when April came, Woody's branches were full of buds. How do you know which ones will be blossoms and which ones will be leaves? Winnie wondered. To her, they all looked the same. And there's that blue sky coming in the springtime, right? Oh, Woody, you're beautiful, said the twins when they returned in May. Yes, said Woody, her branches heavy with blossoms and trees. May is my month. It was warm, and the three friends talked and played all day. On their way home, Willie said, it's a shame Woody can't run. Well, why can't Woody run? Woody's a tree, right? And Woody has roots. That wouldn't be good. You look sad, said the twins when they saw Woody again. Don't you like June in the summertime? I do, said Woody, but people can be careless with campfires, and many trees can die in the flames, and I can't run. The twins looked at each other. Don't worry, Woody, we'll protect you, they said as they ran back to the barn to find a hose and water. So Woody gets nervous because people aren't careful with campfires, and it's really hot during the summertime, so it can start fires. It was July when one morning Winnie and Willie heard screams, help, 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 it was Woody, and they unrolled the hose as fast as they could. The flames had almost reached their friend, but the twins arrived just in time. Winnie, Willie, how can I ever thank you, said Woody gratefully. So here it is in the summertime when it gets really hot and dry outside, and if people aren't careful with campfires, it can start a fire, which then can hurt the trees, right? Because there's not a lot of rain and cool air, so that hot, dry air just makes fires spread very quickly. August was vacation month. The twins went to the seashore with their parents, but first they went to say goodbye to Woody. Woody was sound asleep. Let's not wake her, Willie said, and they hung a note from her bark. It said, going to the shore. Goodbye, Woody. So they're leaving to go on vacation. So they leave a little note for Woody, but Woody was asleep. When they returned in September, Woody's branches were full of fragrant, juicy fruit. How busy you've been, the twins exclaimed. Take as many as you want, said Woody, and the twins ate their bellies full. Nothing had ever tasted so good. So now the tree has lots of fruit on it, right? Not blossoms and flowers. Now it has fruit on it. October arrived. Autumn, or fall, was almost gone, and winter was coming closer. Oh, there's that winter. So we started with them in the winter, then it went to spring, then summer, and now we're at fall. And what did they just say is coming again? Winter. Icy winds blew Woody's leaves away. Poor Woody, said the twins. Don't worry, said Woody. Next year I'll have new leaves. You'll see. Right? Because what happens then in the spring, right? In the winter, the trees lose their leaves. The tree was bare now. It's November already, Willie whispered. What shall we give Woody for Christmas? She deserves the best, said Winnie. I shall give her a nice piece of cheese. Do trees eat cheese? Willie looked at her with dismay. That means kind of what Mrs. Rooney just did. Cheese, he said. Trees don't eat cheese. I know, said Winnie, laughing, but it's the thought that counts. So just being silly. I've never seen a tree eat cheese. December came and then it was Christmas. Winnie stepped forward to give Woody her present. What is it, said Willie. It's fertilizer, said Winnie. Disgusting, said Willie, but Woody laughed. Fertilizer is just what I need. And she meant it because fertilizer helps things grow. Then it was Willie's turn. His box was full of bulbs and flower seeds to plant around the tree. Woody thanked her two friends. Merry Christmas, they shouted together. They were happy and ready for another busy year. Now, let's take a look at this picture at the end of the story. And let's go ahead and take a look at the picture at the beginning of the story. What was the same about them? They both have the same weather, snow, right? So, what do you think will happen next after they go through the winter with Woody? It'll become spring again, then summer, then fall, then winter. So you're seeing how the story is ending just like it began. So it's a pattern. It's going to start all over again. All right, good job. We saw all different kinds of weather in that story, right? So the first thing we're going to do is let's go ahead and let's take our weather chart, okay? And up at the top, I'm going to write my name, so I know it's mine. Mrs. Rooney's weather bar graph, okay? So what I'm going to do is, here's the first day I'm doing this, okay? Here's the first day I'm doing it. So I'm only going to work across this bottom row right now. I'm going to take a look outside, and I think it's sunny right now. So I'm going to take my crayon. I'm going to use this color. And because it's sunny today, I'm going to color in my box. Okay. I'm going to color in my box, okay, for my sunny weather. That I'm going to record for today. Tomorrow, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to look outside at Morning Circle, and I'm going to decide what my weather is like, and I'm going to fill in my next day's weather, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep track of how many different kinds of weather I have over the next maybe 12 days. We'll see, okay? All right, so you're going to do that. Now, I have one more thing for you to do too. What I want you to do is, you have this fun paper. And I love things like this. Types of weather, all right? And you are going to write your name up at the top. You watched the video about the different types of weather, right? And then we just read the story, A Busy Year, where we saw the different kinds of weather through the different seasons. And what I would like you to do is, in each box, okay, you're going to draw a picture of you in snowy weather. So you're going to show me a picture of you and what snowy weather looks like. A picture of you and rainy weather. So you might be holding an umbrella, right? Think about some of the things you might be using in it. Snowy weather, you might have what? Hat, coat, things like that, right? They're definitely going to be different. You and sunny. Is this picture going to look different than the one of you in snowy weather? Absolutely. Cloudy weather. What's the sky look like when it's cloudy and you in it? Stormy weather. Ooh, stormy weather, like lightning and thunder and good stuff like that. And really windy weather. And what's something you could use when you're out in the wind? Okay, so what you're going to do is, you're going to look at each one of these boxes, all right? And the first one is snowy, rainy, sunny, cloudy, stormy, and windy. And what I'm going to do to help you is, okay, so that you can do this, okay? So in this first box, all right, let's draw a couple snowflakes so that you remember that this is for snowy weather, okay? This next box, I want you to draw some raindrops, okay? This will help you remember that it's the rain, okay? This box is sunny. So let's put a sun here so you know, okay? In this box, it's gonna be cloudy, okay? And I'll just put some blue clouds here to help you remember. Cloudy, okay? This box, stormy, ooh, stormy. I'm gonna put some black clouds and maybe some lightning coming out of there and maybe some raindrops to help me remember, okay? And then this last one is windy weather, okay? And I'm gonna use my gray crayon. And for windy, I draw curly cues like that, okay? All right, so you can pause this and this will help you. You don't have to worry about reading the words. You know that in this box, you're gonna show me you in snowy weather. This box, you're gonna show me you in rainy weather. This box, you're gonna show me you and what it looks like when it's sunny outside. This one is when it's cloudy outside. This one is when it's stormy. And this one is when it's windy, okay? So you're gonna show me those different kinds of weather on your own, but I put these here so that they would help you if you're not sure of the words in each box so that you can look at the pictures and you can do the work on your own, okay? And then you are gonna show me this and your weather journal with your first day marked, whether it was rainy, stormy, cloudy, sunny, windy, or snowy. I don't think I'm going to see any snowies. And I definitely shouldn't see any snowies, okay? So you're going to color in the box for what kind of weather you see today, all right? And then you're going to show me your pictures, okay? I just put little clues here so that you can be looking at it, but I'm going to see you in each of the boxes, okay, with that kind of weather, okay? All right, good job, friends.